This is Helen's green juice that she makes. So today I thought I would vlog because today I'm going to do... Alright, the celery juice is done now. But I thought I would vlog today because we are shooting a podcast today.
Oh yes.
So we're shooting a podcast. I'm still waiting to hear from Jerome, but supposedly at 4 p.m. today. So I'm going to vlog a little bit of that. You guys can see behind the scenes. Okay, so you can see my breakfast. Every day I have this. It's got avocado, beef, it's gluten-free bread, and tomato. That's it. A little bit of lemon on top, and that's my breakfast. And then there is Helen's green juice. Shower time. That's alright, you can come in. You can come in, cough. Alright, so I'm going to do the post on YouTube now, even though it is Monday. It's Easter Monday today, but because it's the first one, I only actually decided that I'm going to be posting Wednesday and Sunday every week. I decided that yesterday, and obviously it was too late for me to actually post that post yesterday, so I'm going to post this one today. Then every post from now will be Wednesday and Sunday. So let's get into this now. So before we do anything else, I have to actually now go to JB Hi-Fi again. And also Helen needs to get some face cream and I think a juicer or something for this new diet she's on. All right, so I will check back in with you soon before I podcast. So Koff just asked, do you think we're funny? Because look at the freaking car. We've just gone shopping. This is after JB Hi-Fi, that's Koff. And that's all the carrots and everything else. There's the celery. And then you got under here some soccer balls. So everything in this car at the moment. On to vlog the next part, which is the podcast. Okay, so I'm heading to the studio now to shoot our podcast of the week for Suited and Booted. It's a 4 p.m. start today. We're hoping to do a 2-hour podcast. I doubt that'll happen. But yeah, I live about 30 minutes from there now, so I'm going to drive there now. But I'm going to explain a little bit of how we prepare for the podcast. So what normally happens for a normal podcast, if it's a solo one, so not with a guest, we will speak throughout the week of just like current topics around football in Australia, football worldwide. Obviously, Gavin is probably a little bit more in touch with state leagues, NPL, that kind of thing. Jerome's probably more in touch with world football, Jerome and Jake, and then myself and all of us stay in touch with A-League and across everything in general. So then what will happen is Jerome is the producer of the show, so he's the one that more guides the discussion. So he brings in specific talking points and I guess the timeline of the podcast, when he wants to bring up X, Y, and Z throughout the podcast. Now that's pretty loose because obviously you guys would have seen by now that we do like 3-hour podcasts. I'm pretty sure up until this point he's been trying to keep them under 2 hours and they're just rolling over. Today will probably be no different. We're trying to keep it under 2 hours. But yeah, so Jerome will bring in some talking points. Normally, I will also try to find 1 or 2 things specifically to bring up that are maybe a little bit left field. And then we have this elusive topic of our sources. So, of course, we have a network of people in football in Australia that we reach out to when there's big topics that are going on for, I guess, more detailed information. By the way, there is more than one source. Some people think it's one person. It's not one person. There's more than one source. And it's just our network of people in Australian football. For example, today's topic, one of the things that we're going to be talking about is obviously APL came out the other day explaining about they're going to be changing the rules of how they run the A-League, which is changing the salary cap and all these concessions. Now, some of these articles, there's a lot of people that wouldn't read that or they're not readers in general. And so we will bring that up in a very simple manner and try to explain it in a very simple manner and then have a discussion about it. Then you guys get to see the different point of views from 3 or 4 different people on a podcast, because normally that's what topics are like. Normally there's not like one way to see that topic. Normally there's 7 different perspectives of the way that you could view that situation. And yeah, that's kind of how we plan a podcast. Then, we'd all get there. We probably start, we're very slow to start. So even though today it says 4:00 is the time we're supposed to start, we probably won't start till actually 4:30 because by the time we're actually mates. So by the time we get there, we have a bit of a laugh. We chat about our own personal lives a little bit, say hello to Noor. By the time we sit down to actually start the podcast, it's half an hour later, sometimes 45 minutes later. Sometimes we have a laugh about, we've just done a podcast before the podcast. So we'll see what happens today. I'm going to drive there now. I have to call some of my sources. I will not reveal who they are at this point, and maybe ever. I'm going to call them in the car, and then, yeah, I'll show you guys the studio when I arrive. Okay, so I've just arrived at the studio and Gavin and Jerome are here. These guys are out of their minds. You're going to see why in 1 second. Hold on. All right, we're here at the pod. The boys are here. And look at this. That's how Gavin parks.
I didn't even realise. Get his number plate out of that.
Here he is. The CFO.
Just come
that's the guy that's managing our finances.
Yeah, that's how you park in finance.
And that's your head of content.
It's WrestleMania day, man. What do you want me to do?
Buddhas, man. We have... What a pod we have today. I hope I can get this... Hey, when's this coming out, Jerogs?
Tuesday.
Oh, this is... Hey, there's a lot of crazy information about this A-League. I just spoke to one of my sources, my tomato sources. It's going to be big. Anyways, let's vlog this part.
Gavin, you... Demonetise. No swearing, no nudity.
TD Studios, mate. Where's Nor? So this is where we shoot. Nor sits right there.
Don't show Nor. So you got 3 Blackmagic 4K cameras, 6K I believe. I didn't even know that was a thing. A drum set. You have a MacBook. For all those wondering how you record a podcast, this right here, the Rodecaster, all the audio goes in that. So every mic is plugged into this, and you can do other cool shit with it. Like you can put sound effects on these things, like laughter or drum rolls or whatever. Then this is the camera switcher. We do live camera switching. Thank for that. And Nor watches it all happen on here. And that's the podcast setup.
And that's it.
Don't show him. Don't show him.
That was Nor that just walked in.
Was...
Alright, so the question is, how long's today's pod gonna be?
Serious? We're not doing over 2 hours.
You know how I know he's doing it over 2 hours?
No.
The most comfy fit
Yeah.
in a lounge.
Yeah. Jerome sits there. I don't know why he's got a
WrestleMania,
what is that?
bro.
WrestleMania title.
It's a World Heavyweight Championship.
And then this is where I sit. And then that's where Jake sits. But Jake, can we say where he is?
Jake's on a date.
Jake is on a date. Jake has sacrificed our podcast today for a date.
So when I tell you guys that I'm going to Perth to watch wrestling in October, no one can say anything.
So yeah, this is me. Get that right into the face there.
Bro, I
ruined.
know a
Ruined
young
people.
lad. I know a young lad. Amazing keeper. But guess what? He's not an Australian citizen, even though he's lived here for 14 years. So many amateur agents, bro, that we're gonna... Joking.
How long was that, Nor?
2:45.
What the
Bro, you're... Hey, by the way, for the Buddhas, man, Jerome is supposed to control the time of the pods. And I cut you off a few times and said, we need to move on. You should not be the timekeeper of the episode.
I shouldn't. There's just so much fun stuff.
It is. It's hard.
Like Gavin says he wants to be a nomad. Like, what am I going to cut him off?
That's it. That was episode 3. To the Buddhas out there, I appreciate you watching my videos now as well. Much more to come. It's obviously going to be mainly about my life and what I'm doing. But yeah, there'll be a few videos like this one where we include what the other boys are doing and Sud and Buddha and all that stuff. But like, comment, subscribe. Please. It really helps me produce more content like this and continue doing it more. So if you're enjoying it, subscribe and send it to a friend. Peace out.